Right. I'll be very, very brief. But I asked Frank if I could just say a couple of words, since this is also the year that I'm leaving the presidency of the university. And I wanted to say thank you to this community. And this is one of the occasions that I might have to do just that. So I asked Frank if it would be a problem if I briefly said a few things, and Frank said, well, it is your building. The first thought I want to place in your head is this: there is no better place to be. And I'll come back to that in closing in a few minutes. Before I go on, though, there's somebody that I want to recognize who's already been recognized. Congressman Bob Goodlatte, in the time that I've served as president at JMU, has been at most every major event. He comes to all the community events that he can attend, and certainly all the big ones. He comes to this event, many of the functions that we have at the university. Bob is here, Mary Ellen often with him. And I just want to thank you, Congressman, for being as attentive to the area that you serve as you are. Reflecting on my 14 years as president, there are several things that come to my mind that perhaps we might share as individuals in your businesses and in the business of the enterprise that I chair, that I lead. One of those is opportunity. None of us could be where we are without somebody giving us an opportunity. Now, some of us perhaps create our opportunities, but most of us have had some help, haven't we? Somebody has opened a door, somebody has created a chance for us. In many cases, we have mentors that we can thank. In my case, I worked for years at this institution before I became president, and Ron Carrier was that person for me. So I want to thank Ron Carrier for the opportunity that he really enabled me to have, which ultimately led to becoming the president of this institution. But there are also many other people that I want to also thank in that regard. Members of the board that I've worked with during this time that have meant a great deal to the life of the university and to my own personal life as a leader of this institution. Another thing that comes to mind is discipline and commitment to mission. If there's one thing that I think has really served this institution well, it's that we have had that. We early on in my tenure decided this is the kind of institution we want to be, and we have never wavered. Everybody is aligned at this institution, and that doesn't happen very often at a university, with our commitment to our students. We've never tried to pretend to be something else. We have enjoyed many national rankings. Nick just sent me one today, I guess in Kiplinger's, we're 27th in the country for best value. And those things are wonderful to have, those accolades are nice, but I can promise you we have never once come to work thinking, what do we need to do to get from 27th to 25th? We never worry about the rankings. We worry about the students, and we worry about the programs that we offer those students. And I think you'd agree, if you do the same thing in your businesses, the rankings take care of themselves, don't they? You really don't have to worry about that. And so I think that commitment to mission has been a real important part of what we do. I was asked one time, what do we want to become? And I guess the person was thinking that we'd want to grow up and be a Research One university or something else. And my answer was one word. My answer was better. We want to become better. It's just doing what we do. And so I'm very thankful to the folks that I've worked with during this time who have helped us do that. The next one is talent and work ethic. You can't be successful as an organization if you don't have talent. At JMU, we are blessed with more than our fair share of that. And some of the folks who are sitting at the table right in front of me and right behind them, the senior management team at JMU, I think are some of the best people in the country. I wouldn't trade one of them for anybody else in the country. in working to achieve the goals of our institution. And I'm really proud to have had the opportunity to work with each and every one of them. I think all of you would agree that if you don't have that talent, Keith, that's certainly true in your business. If you don't have that talent, you talked about it, then you can't be successful. And wouldn't you all agree that we have a work ethic that exists in this valley that is something that doesn't exist anyplace else? There are so many times when you have to spend time correcting mistakes, correcting problems, when if it was only done right, you could do so much more. And folks at our place do it right. And they do it right the first time. And I couldn't be prouder of their good work. There's some people that I think are very important to me, and I know to you, in your life as support. We all need people who support what we do and help us and not question what we do. And I've been blessed with more than my fair share of those kinds of people in my life. Going back earlier in my career at JMU, I think about people, and earlier in my presidency, I think about people like Zane Choker, Bob Plecker, Charlie Wampler. More recently, people like Jim Hartman and Joe Funkhauser, both of whom are here. Pablo Cuevas, Rodney Eagle, Winston Weaver, Judy Strickler. They're just a few. There are many, many others, and I don't mean to overlook anybody else. But all these people are so important in our lives, aren't they? They mean so much to us, and we never say thank you enough. So I want to use this occasion to thank those people, but certainly many, many others who've been part of helping to make this institution what it is today. I also want to thank Judith, because there are lots of days I came home, and we kind of have a joke about this. I came home and I would say, what did I do to improve the quality of higher education today? Because I didn't feel like I did, because we get caught up in so many of the daily activities. And you just really wonder, well, at the end of the day, what did we do to get better today? And she would always remind me of the things that we do, and encourage me, and provide energy, and I would draw upon that energy, just as I'm sure you do with people who are important to you in your life. So that's one more thing that I think we have in common. Lastly, and then I'll sit down, I want to say something about the environment in which this institution, this university, is part of, because I think it's a pretty special place. This is a community that sure is beautiful, and in talking about the work of the chamber and how we market our area, we've talked about the beauty of the valley. Certainly that's important. But it's really the people in this place that make all the difference. It's the collaboration that we feel. It's the cooperation that we have. I have a chance in some of my professional work outside of JMU, but in higher education, to visit many other universities to work on accreditation of those institutions. And I get to see the interaction between those institutions and the communities of which they're a part. And you know what? The pastures are not greener in those other places. This is the place to be. There is no better place. And I hope you agree, and I want to thank each of you for your support of this institution. Thank you very much.